Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder on this beautiful first Sunday in August. My name is Ray Knutson, and I will be the worship leader for today's service. We welcome all at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. If you are a new visitor, please email our Congregational Life Director, Beth Elliott, and let us know you found us. You will find her email in the Zoom chat box. Our church website has a great deal of information about the church and its activities. And be sure to check out our new Touchpoint blog on the website. Now, please mute your microphones and join us for worship. We will start our service today with a poem by William Stafford. There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it does not change. People wonder about what you are pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it is hard for others to see. While you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die, and you suffer and get old. Nothing you do can stop time's unfolding, but don't ever let go of the thread.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be with you this morning. And I would love to share the words from Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker called Choose to Bless the World. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reach of the heart, the gift of speaking and listening, imagining, seeing and waiting. Any of these can serve to feed the hungry, bind up the wounds, welcome the stranger, praise what is sacred and do the work of justice or offer love. Any of these can draw down the prison door, hoard bread, abandon the poor, obscure what is holy, comply with injustice, or withhold love. So you must answer this question: what will you do with your gifts? Choose to bless the world. It is a grateful acknowledgement that in the midst of a broken world, unspeakable beauty, grace, and mystery abide. And while there is injustice, anesthetization, or evil, there may be a holy disturbance, a benevolent rage, a revolutionary love, protesting and urging, insisting that which is sacred will not be defiled. Those who bless the world live their life as a gesture of thanks for this beauty and this rage. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility waiting. May it be so. Amen.
Good morning, all. Please join in singing our gathering music, Gathered Here, and we give thanks.
Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power. this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. For this precious day. For all gathered here. For all gathered here. And those far away. From the time we share. For the time we share. With love and care. Love and care. Oh, we give thanks. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. For this precious day.
If you have a personal chalice or candle near your computer, get ready to light it as we hear our chalice lighter speak. We invite you to type into the chat box where your chalice is lit, the street or neighborhood, or what city, if you're joining us from outside Boulder. And now it is my honor to introduce today's chalice lighter, Alan Davis.
My name is Alan Davis, and I was honored to be invited to light our chalice on this important Sunday when we recognize those of our religious community who are moving into high school or have graduated from high school and this spring are now moving on and up. We call it bridging because we want to emphasize the connection between past and future and not think about it as a break. And so lately I've thought a lot about what it was like for me when I graduated from high school. I did think of it as a break. And for me, it was a decisive point of leaving home. And once I headed to college, I never lived at home again. But the details of my experience aren't very relevant for us today. There was no pandemic. The economy was strong. Rent was cheap. And my college was even smaller than Wheat Ridge High School, where I had graduated from. And the college believed it was their responsibility to create a home away from home for first-year students. And it was an easy transition for me. But now, at the beginning of August in 2020, it's hard to imagine an easy transition. Colleges and universities have announced their plans, but anything can change. We are in the grip of a dangerous disease that we can't control, and we don't know what's going to happen. So I think maybe it's time to be creative. Whether we're headed to high school or to college or graduating from college or entering retirement or just lost a spouse, we need to stay connected and support one another and help one another to move forward without getting lost along the way. We need to stay committed to growing and changing ourselves and the world without waiting for someone to plan it for us. So I light this chalice in honor of the golden threads that keep us from getting lost when there's no clear path to follow.
May the many chalice lights now shining across our community inspire us with the knowledge that even in our individual homes and locations, we are together with others in our shared hopes and faith.
You're muted. They unmuted everybody, so we say this together. Oh, there's Elliot.
We now invite all those gathered in your various locations to rise in body or in spirit and join together in the spirit of fellowship and community as we all say aloud in our congregation's covenant. The words are in the online order of service
Down a bit.
and on the screen. we gather
gather in fellowship,
Speak
speak truth to each
to
other,
each other,
and
and
touch
touch
one
one
another,
another,
share with each other, and to seek the truth divine.
So
be it.
So be it.
First they've done that. I don't like that.
So bridging ceremonies have been used in various UU congregations and districts and at General Assembly since 1996 and serve as a way to mark the transition into and out of high school youth, our high school youth community. Today, we will honor both these transitions. First, we will honor Evan Masterson, Andrew Leidick, and Elliot Rao as our graduating seniors. They are moving into the community of the young adults.
Graduating from high school and becoming a young adult is a major turning point in the life of most people. It is a moment to pay attention to, a natural pause at that top of the roller coaster before it sets off again at breakneck speed. The ski lift just dropped you off at the top of a new mountain, so before you launch down those double black diamond moguls, enjoy this pause and take time to look back over your young life and look well into your future from this unique and unusual, life-changing present moment.
This is also a moment for the rest of us to celebrate and honor our graduating youth and affirm to them that we, as their faith community, are always here for them whenever they need our love and support. Let's get reacquainted with our graduates and their parents as they share a bit about themselves and about this moment.
This is Evan Masterson, and Evan spent his senior year of high school in Brunico, Italy as a Rotary International Youth Exchange student. He had a fabulous time, and he returned to Boulder May 20th, 2020. He graduated from Fairview High School and will be attending the University of Denver in the Daniels College of Business this fall. Congratulations, Evan. And this is Andrew Leidick. Andrew graduated from Boulder High, where he was in cross country on the mountain bike team and earned his Eagle Scout Award this year. Andrew is going to CU Boulder in the fall in the Leeds School of Business, and he plans to compete in competitive road cycling. And this is Elliot Rao, and we'll let him speak for himself.
Hello, I'm Elliot, and we joined the church back in 2010 when I was only 7 years old. Since then, I've been active in youth group, OWL, D&D, coming of age, all of it. The last time many of you probably heard from me was when I read my credo statement back in 8th grade about 4 years ago. I came across it recently, and after reading it, I realized it really wasn't that good. I'm still working out what I believe in, but I know a lot of you are too, and you all are a lot older than I am, so I'm probably good. As some of you know, I have had a ridiculous senior year. My luck started going south when I ran a red light at 28th and Canyon and totaled my car. Fortunately, no one was injured, but I still don't like listening to Christmas music in the car. Shortly thereafter, I had a major surgery over winter break, where they put a stainless steel bar in my chest, and I wasn't able to do much of anything for 3 months. When I was finally able to do things again, the global pandemic arrived and everything stopped. Fortunately, I've been able to take advantage of the outdoors over the summer and my last months in Colorado, climbing 14ers, mountain biking, camping, etc. I will be attending Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio this fall to study mechanical engineering. I am excited to attend classes in person despite all the extra rules surrounding COVID safety measures. Finally, I appreciate all the support I have received from this church community and all the friends I have made growing up in Boulder. I look forward to seeing all of you when I am back during breaks.
Thank you,
When he was
Elliot.
little,
Go ahead. I just wanted to say we're delighted to hear from Elliot's parents, Whitney Wheelis and Jim Rao.
Great, thank you. From when he was little, Elliot was curious and observant boy. He had an engineer's mind. At 15 months, he organized his diapers by Sesame Street character. By 2 years, he was separating his crayons into color piles, yellow, red, green, blue. He even had a blue-green pile. He was always trying to figure out how things work. He continued his curiosity throughout his school years, diving deep into any subject that piqued his interest. Early on, that was dinosaurs and Legos and more Legos. Later, it was chemistry and the periodic table. More recently, that has been car engines, linguistics, yeah, I can't even say it, linguistics, and making electronic music. We have so enjoyed watching Elliot grow, learn, and add to his list of interests. He's intelligent, funny, sensitive, inquisitive, humble, and kind. All wonderful traits that will serve him well in all of his future endeavors. We have loved seeing the passionate yet easygoing young man he's become this last year.
We are very proud of Elliot and are excited about this next chapter, which is set to begin in less than 2 weeks. He'll find great friends, new areas to learn, and get to make things, which is by far his favorite activity. Elliot, we hope you have an enriching, growth-filled college experience that leads you to rewarding work. We wish for you a life surrounded by friends and family who support you and love you for who you are, and we can't wait to see what you do. We're grateful for our church community and feel blessed to have raised Elliot amongst a group of supportive, questioning, socially active, wise, and caring people that you are. As he said, he is still figuring out his beliefs and seems to be leaning a little agnostic, if not atheist, but we are confident that he launches into this next phase of his life with his eyes and heart wide open. We love you, Elliot.
Thank you. And here I have a bouquet of flowers with one stem for each of our high school youth. And each flower is unique and beautiful. And yet, together, they create something even more special and glorious than any single one of them could by itself. So among these flowers are roses, one for each of our graduates.
Roses have added significance because we also use roses in our child dedication ceremonies. There is, however, one crucial difference. Those roses had their thorns removed to symbolize the protection the community provides in looking out for that child. Our graduates have also received roses, but this time with the thorns intact, for, as we all know, life has plenty of thorns.
As you leave the community of your childhood and strike out on your own, roses serve as a reminder that while we can no longer protect you from the pain and difficulty you will surely encounter, this community will always be here to support you and pick you back up when you fall.
Okay, let me try that again. We are also sending you a book of readings for young adults. We use it to help you find your own golden thread, that guiding truth of the interconnected web underlying all the drama of your life. Wherever you are in the next few years, may you find a Unitarian Universalist faith community to hold you and nurture you and help you discover the ways in which you are called to make the world a better place.
I now ask everyone, especially those young adults out there, to turn your cameras on and unmute your microphones. Please put up your hands to your camera in a welcoming gesture or do whatever you can to share your welcomes, virtual hugs, and proverbial pats on the back as Elliot, Andrew, and Evan join the young adults. You can also post in the chat. Welcome, Elliot, Andrew, and Evan.
Woohoo! Everybody unmute. Yeah! Congratulations! Nice.
Hello. Now it is time.
Oops.
Olivia, you might have
That cut
gotten
out
it.
midway?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. On behalf of the high school youth, we welcome Elias Self, who will be joining you as part of the BVUU youth group.
Together, we will journey, seeking knowledge, serving our faith, and healing our world. Welcome, Elias.
Listen to the song in your heart. Listen to the song in your heart. A song of love. Everyone has a part. Listen to the song in your heart. Listen to the song in your heart. Listen to the song in your heart. A song of love. Everyone has a part. Listen to the song in your heart.
That was Allison Leidick. Wasn't that beautiful? I just want to say thank you to Allison for singing, and thank you to Tian Piwanka Choral for playing violin before the service. It's so wonderful to have your music blessing us today. And now, my friends, is a sacred time when we come together as a beloved community to hold one another in love and witness and support each other in the blessings and joys, challenges and heartbreaks of life. If you have something on your heart or on your mind that you'd like to share with us, please type a few words about it in the chat box. And if you don't want to share the details, you could just type the word blessing or joy, concern or sorrow, or whatever fits. And if your blessing or concern involves another person, feel free to share their names or their relations. May this sharing lessen the weight of our concerns and amplify the impact of our blessings as we care for one another. Please, my friends, share now. And I just want to add and give you a few more moments to share the name or a blessing for any person, young or older, who is transitioning into a new grade or a new school or a new job or some major transition in their life. Let's take a moment and lift up our children and our youth and our young adults and our adults who are transitioning to a new position of one kind or another. Lots of kids that we know, lots of adults. Thank you for all of these postings. Feel free to continue posting. And thank you all for holding this space and for all of the ways that you bless this community and bless our children and our youth and all who are continuing to learn and grow. And now, with the sound of the bell, I invite us to settle into a time of meditation. Taking a few moments to settle into our breath. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing out. And breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. And just being with your breath. Albert Einstein reminds us that we either need to see the world and all of life as a miracle, where everything is a miracle, or as nothing is a miracle. So as you breathe in this air, consider the planet that created it, the sun that helped to create the atmosphere, the earth that renews the air that you breathe, all the living things on the earth. In this amazing cycle of air coming in and revitalizing you and cleansing as you breathe out. Each breath is life. And feel your heart beating. What a miracle each beating of your heart is. It is the very essence of life in this present moment. And with your breath and with the beating of your heart is the flow of your blood and your bones and your body. Each aspect is a miracle. And every molecule, every cell is linked back to that very first spark of life on the planet, the first amoeba. That DNA from the very beginning flows in your veins. And flows in the veins of all living things. And always has. This is the sacred bond that we have with all of life. We are one. Breathing in, feel that connection. And breathing out, know that you, along with all aspects of life, bless the world, now and always. Amen. My friends, I just have to say what a joy it is to be spending time with each of you today. It's so delightful and fun and exciting to look out and see your faces and come together, at least on Zoom. And it does make me think of a favorite quote that I've been thinking about a lot today. Oh, I've been thinking about a lot lately, by Robin Wall Kimmerer, where she says, "Knowing that you love the earth changes you. It activates you to defend and protect and to celebrate." Now, I just want to see your hands out there. How many of you love the earth and have felt changed by the love that you have for the earth? Yeah, all right. I'm enjoying my garden. But she goes on to say that feeling, but when you feel that the earth loves you in return, that feeling transforms the relationship from a one-way street into a sacred bond. In the meditation that we just had, considering the air that is given to us, the sunlight that is given to us, I ask you, is that not love and the gift of love from the earth to us? So, back in the old days, hanging out with the Greeks, there was a goddess named Ariadne. And Ariadne fell in love with Theseus because, see, he was a prince and he was a hero and he must have been pretty good looking too. And she felt sorry for this prince because he was given to her father, along with many others, to be sacrificed to the great monster, the Minotaur, who lived in the giant labyrinth. No one had ever escaped the labyrinth. But Ariadne took compassion on all of them, especially Theseus, whom she had loved deeply. And so she rescued them by giving Theseus a golden thread to guide him out of the labyrinth. So Theseus, being the great hero, managed to kill the Minotaur and rescue all of the people with Ariadne's help. Now, I don't know about you, but it kind of feels like we're in a labyrinth right now with a wild, crazy, person-eating monster, and it is easy for fear and anxiety to get triggered, especially when we don't have our usual comforts of gathering with friends and family for our favorite activities. Life is different now. As Alan was saying, we can't compare it to anything else. It's not like anything I have ever known. And it feels like the ground of understanding, all the agreements that we have had about reality, is being shaken up. And frankly, it reminds me of the time of leaving high school, leaving one's family for the first time and living on one's own, All of a sudden, what you thought was normal is not there anymore. And even with as much help as parents give, institutions give, and friends give, you have to make your own way like never before. And now, in addition to all of that, we have the pandemic and the protests, and of course, the ever underlying issue of climate change. So who's leaving the golden thread for you? And how do you find this golden thread? How are you getting out of this labyrinth? How are we all getting out of this labyrinth of groundlessness, of not knowing which direction and what direction to turn and wondering where the monster is this time? So the age of the earth is about 4.5 billion years old. And the earliest undisputed evidence of life on Earth dates from at least 3.5 billion years. But there actually is evidence that suggests that life began as early as 4.5 billion years ago, not long after the Earth started. I didn't even realize that. 4.5 years of earthly history, life as we know it arose just once. Every living thing on our planet shares the same chemistry and can be traced back to Luca, L-U-C-A, the last universal common ancestor. Every blade of grass, every living thing that has ever been or ever will be on this planet, assuming we don't have aliens come in and infuse us with their DNA, I'll give you that. We are all related and all connected. This is the great unity of life itself on this planet. And this is just our moment and the moment of our graduates to be unfolding their life this time. So this is that amazing interconnected nature of reality that we talk about with our seventh principle. And I think that it is the golden thread, that fundamental connection, that sacredness of being alive that can guide us out of the labyrinth that we and our ancestors have created for over hundreds of years, maybe even thousands. In fact, it is the isolation caused by our disconnect with the sacredness of life and with each other that is the toxic poison of our time. Life is created out of love, and the bond of love runs through every molecule of our being. I keep coming back to this, and I wonder, is it true? And yet I keep coming back to the answer of yes. That the earth, however the earth and the sun and the universe sparked that first spark of life on the planet, it had to come out of love and out of the gift of love. Love is foundational love in the masculine and feminine, the sun and the earth coming together to create an atmosphere and a nourishing space for life to thrive, back then and today. So this is the song in our hearts if we tune in and listen. And it is the golden thread that is in our hands if we stop and look. Experiencing life from the perspective of the deep, interconnected nature of reality doesn't really fix anything, though. And we want fixes. We still have to deal with the difficulties and the challenges, the pain and the heartbreak, except that it shifts our perspective. as we restore the bond that we have with all of life, we shift and change our priorities and our values. It may not change much, but it actually changes everything. We have gotten ourselves into this mess by the colonial white supremacy culture that we all came out of, that ignores the truth of sacred unity and instead abuses the earth and each other and takes whatever it can get. This problem is created and has been building now for a long, long time. But suddenly there is an urgency about facing this truth. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually find it exciting in a lot of ways, because finally we have a real opening for some powerful shift and some powerful changes to take place in our world today. And if we look at the research, it's telling us that this pandemic is a result of the destruction of our environment, which is another indication of how out of balance we are with the earth and our sacred bond with the earth. And the deep systemic racism is another part of this broken bond of the sacredness of life, coming out of white Europeans choosing to believe that conquering and dominating others was somehow justified. We are all a part of this legacy that perpetuates the ongoing trauma to all people of color. And it is up to every single one of us to do the work to dismantle the racist system that we live in. We are out of covenant, out of sacred bond with each other, and the thread has been lost. So this time is like no other. There is no going back to the way things were. I'm sorry to say. It's easy to delude ourselves in thinking that this is a temporary situation and all's going to be back to the way it was in just a few months or a year or 10. But in truth, it's not going back. So our whole world right now is giving us a moment of opportunity as we cry out for change. But the really cool thing is that I see is that our youth and young adults, they get it. They see this, they understand this, and they are looking for purpose and meaning in their lives by finding and picking up the golden thread, by reconnecting the sacred bond, by helping to heal the wounds of racism and oppression across the world. And they are leading us and leading the world to do the same. So my friends, I invite us at this moment to take a pause and to consider the question of how do you bless the world? How do you choose to bless the world? And perhaps in the chat or even just in your own mind, choose someone on your screen right now and bless them and thank them for the sacred unity that brings us all together, the sharing that we have together, the love that we share for each other and for all the planet, helping to bring us back into balance. For each and every person that you see on this Zoom call today is your brother and sister, is a miraculous and amazing person. So often we get really caught up in the negativity of it all, of complaining and worrying, but there's something more important under all of that, and it is the miracle of life. And you're looking at it right now in all of these little boxes, the miracle of life, of each and every one of you. So let us give thanks. Let us give thanks to each other and let our gratitude be the golden thread that helps us come back into sacred unity. For we need one another, my friends, more than ever. No one can do this work alone. You see, it's like we're all little cells, little pieces, little cells of yeast in bread. We can't make that whole loaf of bread rise on our own, but together that bread will rise. The golden thread reveals itself when we look to the love that holds us always, coming from the earth, coming from the sun, coming from our deep interconnection and the love that we have for each other. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding us. We rest in this love. May it be so, my friends. Amen.
May the beauty before me open my eyes to see. May the beauty above and below me set my soul free. May the beauty inside me wake me up to feel the beauty between you and me is real. May I be complete within my open circle. May I be willing to see some hope in a broken world. May I be like this tree, standing in the center of my circle. I am solid on the ground, and I know I'm not alone. within my open circle. May I be willing to see some hope in a broken world. May I be like this tree, standing in the center of my circle. I am solid on the ground, and I know I'm not alone.
When you make a donation to UUCB, you are practicing generosity and supporting the work we do together to create love, justice, and peace in the world. During the month of August, all the proceeds from our offering will be used to support our staff and further the ministries and programs of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. Your generosity is vital in helping us provide pastoral care, programming, and connection during these uncertain times. You can make a donation via Breeze using the link posted in your chat box or by sending a check directly to UUCB. And now, here's a little music for Amanda while we are making our offering. Thank you for your gifts of support for our beloved community.
Now please join us in singing our closing song, Come With Me by Joe Jenks.
I feel the current raging round me. Try to summon up my strength once more. I am weary on this journey, afraid I will not reach that distant shore. I cry for help, feel like I'm sinking. There is no one near me I can see, but there you are in the water with me. You take my hand and guide me graciously. Will you come with me on this journey? With every breath we take, keep reaching for the dawn. I know alone I will falter. With a good friend near me, I will carry on. There is a kindness in your smile and a gentleness within your speech. You reassure me your love surrounds me, and I know safety is last within my reach. Will you come with me on this journey? With every breath we take, keep reaching for the dawn. I know alone I will falter, but with a good friend near me, I will carry on. It's an illusion we carry with us as we wade on through the waters of our lives. We must be strong and hold our hope here, but a helping hand will save us by and by. Will you come with me on this journey? With every breath we take, keep reaching for the dawn. I know alone I will falter, but with a good friend near me, I will carry on. Will you come with me on this journey? With every breath we take, keep reaching for the dawn. I know alone that I will falter, but with a good friend near me, I will carry on. With a good friend near me, I will carry on.
Oh, such a great song. Thank you, Amanda and Matt Ball on guitar. I share with you some more words by Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker for our closing. Even when our hearts are broken by our own failure or the failure of others cutting into our lives, even when we have done all we can and life is still broken, there is a universal love that has never broken faith with us and never will. A universal love that has never broken faith with us and never will. May it be so, my friends. Thank you.